Hi, this is Brother Mark, and welcome to our Sunday celebration service. Before we start with today's meditation, I just want to speak some names out into the public so that we identify as a center where Black Lives Matter. I was shocked and appalled at the shooting of Jacob Blake, shot in the back at least 7 times, and would like to add him and his family and the world to our prayer chamber today, our prayers that were already taped in advance, so that we're paying attention. We're always paying attention. And while we may not always speak the names as soon as they are happening in the news, know that we are all paying attention. Know that none of this is okay. Know that violence and looting is never the answer. Know that there have been generations of peaceful protesters who show us a better way to have our voices heard. And yes, Black Lives Matter. And so I speak a word of blessing today for the full recovery for Jacob Blake, knowing that his prognosis that has been reported is grim, knowing that he may be paralyzed from the waist down, knowing that he may have already had his colon removed, knowing that his intestines or much of the intestines may have had to be removed, knowing that there may be a bullet that is still lodged in his spine, knowing that there is kidney damage, knowing that he has suffered liver damage. It is a miracle that this young father is still alive, and it is tragic that his young children, including a toddler, had to watch and see this happen from the back seat of the motor vehicle that was in the tape that most of us have already seen. And so the reason I'm presenting this information now before we go into meditation is because it's very, very important that we don't ignore, that we don't pretend that none of this is happening, that any of this is okay. It is not. And so, on your own time and in your own way, I'm asking you to do your own research and find your own understanding about this topic. It's the very topic that we'll be speaking about today, which is the title of today's talk, We Are. And it asks our center, our specific center, CSL Redlands, to take a call to action, a call to affirmative action. And we do that in today's service. And so I'm just going to speak the names of some of the people who have been shot, some of the African Americans killed by the police. George Floyd at 46, Breonna Taylor at 26, Tatiana Jefferson at 28, Aura Rosser at 40, Stephon Clark at 22, Botham Jean at 26, Philando Castile at 32, and I remember his girlfriend or wife playing that shooting on Facebook Live while it was occurring inside their motor vehicle. Alton Sterling at 37, Michelle Casso at 50, Freddie Gray at 25, Janisha Fournette at 20, Eric Garner at 43, Akai Gurley at 28, Gabriela Navarez at 22, Tamir Rice at 12. He was the young man that was playing with a toy gun in a public park. Michael Brown at 18, simply walking with a friend. Tanisha Anderson at 37. And that only goes back to 2014. And so you can do your research and see that there are many, many others. And indeed, Black Lives Matter.
My name is Reverend Dr. Renee Hart. I am an independent minister. I am a licensed practitioner for Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands. Our minister is Reverend Carey. As we take this breath, we breathe. And we're going into meditation. So as we take this breath, we breathe and knowing right where we are, God is. knowing that God's Spirit is moving in us and through us and all around us. And so as we go into this meditation, we're knowing right where we are, God is. And so as we're knowing this, we're moving our awareness into the law of visualization, filling our words, filling the picture of what we're feeling and seeing and doing. Visualization. What am I visioning today in meditation? So sit comfortably in your chairs, moving your head from side to side, and just taking that God breath and breathe. Continue to breathe. Filling the heart space. Breathe. Focus on your breath. Continue to breathe. as we bring our awareness right where we are in this vision. We give thanks for this powerful vision. Now we just bring our awareness back into this room, back into the space. Moving your head from side to side. Feeling fully conscious, fully aware of where you are. And so as we take that breath, we're knowing all is well, all is perfect. Knowing that your vision is perfect. Namaste.
Good morning, CSL Redlands. So good to be with you again.
Virtually.
Yes.
Full and now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Then lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. I feel the love in the sanctuary. And lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you and say, Namaste, I bow to you. I feel the love in the sanctuary. Then lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Hello, I am Edward Fillion. As we wrap up this August series of suggested themes and topics from the Diversity Inclusion Commission of Centers for Spiritual Living, may this concluding week be an opportunity for you to make a personal proclamation about oneness and inclusion. What do you claim as your point of view related to this matter? Using our teaching that oneness is not sameness and that diversity is the natural state of creation, what do you claim to be true for you? What do you stand for? What we proclaim, what we deeply accept, has impact on our lives and on the world. What we believe, what we know, well, it creates a blueprint for what will become. In this way, we can think of ourselves as co-creators. So this week, you're invited to create a statement of inclusion, and I'm imagining you can create this statement as part of the community you belong to, or in your family unit, or as an individual. The Diversity Inclusion Commission gives some suggested words to inspire you to create your own covenant. This particular one is written in the plural, and you can adapt it for yourself as you see fit. We are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave and vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of the divine that each person embodies. We advocate for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees the holiness in all life, remains open to learning and listening so that we can grow together and understand that oneness is not sameness. My blessings to you.
I am here.
I am here
In the presence.
in the presence.
I am now.
I am now
In the presence.
in the presence.
I am one.
I am one
With the essence.
with the essence
Oh,
of all.
I am here.
I am here
In the presence.
in the presence.
I am now.
I am now
In the presence.
in the presence.
I am one.
I am one
With the essence.
with the essence
Oh,
of all.
God is. I am. We are. God is. I am. We are. I am here. In the presence. I am now. In the presence. I am one. With the essence. Oh, I am here. In the presence. I am now. In the presence. I am one. With the essence. God is. I am. We are. God is. I am. We are.
Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to have you with us this morning to celebrate our Sunday morning service here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Redlands, California. These are the announcements for Sunday, August 30th. Firstly, we would love to invite you to our fellowship Zoom immediately following the service. It's a time for us to connect and share and experience that beautiful unity that comes from within. Also, please join us every Wednesday night for our Wednesday night service with Dr. Renee Hart, Reverend Renee Hart, where she will share with us a beautiful meditation with Ashley's Singing Bowls and a sermon that always gives us hope and lifts us up during these difficult times. As well, on Thursday mornings at 10:30, we have our book club on Zoom, and we are studying The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. This week, we are reading chapter 3 called What It Does. And what is it? The Universal Mind. As well, next Sunday, Reverend Carrie will return, and she will begin the theme for the month of September called Facing the Fear. And finally, on September 21st, we will be participating in a meditation, a collective meditation for peace. The time is at 1 o'clock, and we wish for you to join us. This ripple effect will activate a synergy of peace all around the world. Please plan to participate with us. Once again, thank you for being here. Relax and enjoy our Sunday morning service.
Today, we're going to do invocation. And so as we just take this breath, we breathe and knowing right where we are, God is. Knowing God's Spirit is moving in us and through us and all around us as I speak. And so as we take this breath, we're knowing that this is God's breath breathing through us as us. So we're knowing that God's Spirit is moving through us as us. So we bless this day. We bless each and every one of you today that's on Facebook Live and Zoom and all the other devices. We bless you. Know that you are loved. You are appreciated. So we're sending the highest vibration of love to you all. So as we take this God breath, we breathe. And knowing that God's Spirit is at the center of all of it. Knowing that God's Spirit is within you now. So we're knowing that all is well, all is perfect, all is good. So we send out blessings to all. And so it is. Amen.
This is from our CD, Songs for Humanity. And it's a sing-along song, so we want you to sing along, all right? So dancing, singing, dancing on the tabletops is just fine with us. But here's how it goes. Everybody matters, everyone wants love. Now you sing it. Everybody matters, everyone wants love. And we do that a couple times, then we go, love, 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 everyone wants love. You kind of have to move your head too. Love, 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 everyone wants love. That's it. All right, are we ready to do it? Yeah. Here we go. Bring on the band. Everybody matters,
And good morning, everybody. My name is Brother Mark. I'm one of the licensed practitioners at CSL Redlands, and I have been a practitioner for around 20 years. I want to thank Reverend Carrie Masters for the opportunity to give today's message, the last Sunday of August, where we wrap up the monthly theme about diversity from our Diversity and Inclusion Commission. And the monthly theme has been inclusion in action. And today's topic is we are. And the notes ask us to make a pledge and a commitment at the end. And I'm going to show video clips of various center members making that pledge at the end. And when I read the material for We Are, I am a literal person, most of you who know me. And so even though the guidance doesn't say we should talk about this, I really feel strongly that before we can make a declaration of what we are, meaning what we are and what we believe as a center, as part of Centers for Spiritual Living from Redlands, right? We're part of a greater whole. It's the same idea as what we are as a part of Spirit, right? I say many times that if Spirit is the sun, then we are each rays. We are each unique rays of that one sun. I say many times that if Spirit is the ocean, then we are each individualized waves, no two alike. No two ever come alike on shore, right? Some of us are a little creepy wave that comes up slowly, right, with maybe just a little bit of foam, and then we go back into the whole, which is that idea that we are inseparable from God. We are one with the one. And some of us are waves that you can surf, right? And some are a tsunami or a tidal wave, right? Some of us have that energetic or the power that can come in off from the main, right? The main body of water into the shore and take back with it all the patio furniture, right? All the tables. And we go back to the one. We're never separate from the one. And that is the truth of who we are. We are inseparable from source energy. We are inseparable from God. We are inseparable from whatever you believe is the higher power, that greater, that creator of all and all as all. That's what I want you to find for yourself. It's not for us. It's not for me to tell you what to believe. I'm just sharing what has worked for me and in my life and what my training is as a licensed practitioner of truth in the teachings of Center for Spiritual Living and Religious Science and the teachings of our founder, Ernest Holmes. And so speaking of Holmes, I'd like to start with a quote that I picked up from a ministerial student who I love, who posted this. It's from the book called Light by Ernest Holmes. Whatever the nature of the universe may be, we are all partakers of that nature, children of the stars. Say that with me at home. I am a child of the stars. Our bodies made of the cosmic particles, our minds luminous with the cosmic light, our lives passing moments in the cosmic procession, partakers of its substance, its luminosity, and the endless flow of its movement in time. The heat of our bodies is borrowed from the heat of the sun. The energy that carries the stars in courses is the energy that pulses in the beating of our hearts. And the light of the furthest star of one nature with the light which shines for everyone. In a word, we share its vitality, for it is my belief that the universe is alive, animated by the living God. And I just thought that was the most perfect and most beautiful way to speak about today as we celebrate the last Sunday of the month in August, where we were all month long, right, talking about the beauty of diversity and the importance of inclusion, right? It's important that we each take our own step and each take our own role. And I'm going to admit right here and right now to you that it is not always easy. It is not always easy to think that we can be on the planet for this long and still have to learn something new, right? I mean, we have to be willing to learn what it is we may not know. We have to be willing. I'm asking you today to be willing with me, to be open to possibly understanding, a greater understanding of what it means to be, radically inclusive, right? There's going to be some jargon. There's going to be some language. There's going to be some study. There's going to be some self-introspection. There's going to be what I hear often termed as self-inventory to do. And so if it's your first time this month finding us online, I'll do a quick recap. We've been exploring the inherent diversity present in the universe during this whole entire month. Every talk by Reverend Carrie Masters, which, by the way, you can go to our Facebook page and see. We have, just click on videos, and then any of the Sundays, you can watch all of them at your own pace and in your own time, and I recommend you do. So we need to more deeply understand and experience, in order for us to more deeply and understand and experience spirit and oneness, we must celebrate and understand that it is through building inclusive relationships and inclusive frameworks that we reveal the oneness in the world, right? When you look at a stained glass window, what makes it beautiful? Well, for me, I'm a vintage lover. I'm an antique lover. I'm a collector. I have been a jewelry dealer for many, many years. I've been a real estate agent for many, many years. The thing that makes a stained glass window beautiful for me is all the multiple colors that come through when the one ray of light, right, a sun or the light, strikes the beautiful. Think of a Tiffany stained glass window. It's remarkable. And what comes through is not one color. It's all the colors, right? When you see a rainbow, and we've posted a rainbow before with all the multiple colors, think of the beauty of that. Every single one of them is an equal part to it. Now, not every one of them shines as brightly as the other. Catch what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how brightly you shine. It doesn't really matter. You're still part of the one that is the one. And some shine very brightly, trying to get all the attention, don't they? Just like some of the waves of the ocean come in with tidal wave force or tsunami force. But it doesn't make the wave that comes in and just ripples along the shore very gently and lovingly, right? With foam. It doesn't make that wave any less a wave. And I want us to catch that today. I also want us to catch that if we are to truly include people, then we must grow to understand them. And we must be willing to learn. It doesn't matter how old I am. It doesn't matter how old you are. We must be willing to have a greater understanding and a deeper respect and a deeper consideration, right? For example, I've been thinking a lot about this. If somebody has a pronoun that they want you to call them by, right? It may be he, she, they, or other pronouns. Why would we not want to know that? I think a lot of our teaching has to do with intentionality as well. If our intention is not to harm, then I really want to ask for all of us, all the people who are teachers, all the people who teach workshops and classes, to consider unconditionally loving and supporting and uplifting one another right where they are, right where you are in consciousness, God is. So I know there's only perfect God and perfect you, right? And so right where you are in your evolution of learning and growing is perfect. And at the same time, we are being called forth together as a spiritual community, as a world, to have a greater jargon, a greater lexicon, a greater understanding of the words, a greater understanding of how to participate, to be more inclusive, more loving, to be an active part of diversity in action. And that's what I'm asking you to join me in standing for, because I certainly know that at CSL Redlands, we declare and affirm and believe these things, and we have proof in our center of all the colors of the rainbow. right? And they're all equally welcome. It may, now let's just say this. I believe that they're all equally welcome. It matters more what each of those other people believe. And so part of this "we are" declaration is going to be able to have conversations and facilitated safe conversations surrounding the things that we don't know, right? The things that we're all learning together, so that we can not purposefully offend one another, right? I mean, why would I want to purposefully offend someone else? I wouldn't. I'm hoping you wouldn't. And I think at the core of this is we should check. Our spirits know if somebody is being intentional or if they were just doing the best they could in that moment. And I think we need to cut some slack around this whole thing. I really do. I think we need to cut some slack around the whole thing. For if someone speaks a word, even though we know the power of the words, if the intention is not to harm or hurt, I think we should check the intention as well. Because if we are energy beings, an intention not to hurt will not hurt, right? An intention not to hurt will not hurt because it's not sending hurtful energy. It's just a word. And so if someone wants me to call them they instead of he, or they instead of she, I, as soon as I learn that, will correct and adjust. And the way I learned that was by going to ministerial classes. And I was sitting at a lunch and a colleague was they was telling me about their children. And I said, is it a boy or a girl? And she said to me, they go by they. So just go with it. And of course I would go with it. I just met this person and I've already offended this person, me. I went to USC. I have a BS in Business Administration entrepreneurship program from USC. And yeah, I have work to do. I have to learn. I have to grow. I have to evolve. I want to. I'm choosing to. And so the real question at home is, are you choosing to? Are you willing? Let me hear you. Okay. I hear some people say grumbles at home. I hear some yeses. I hear some silence. And it's okay to be real with where you're at, because you're going to hear the term self-inventory. And that's where this starts. And it starts from the silence. It starts from the stillness. It starts from being willing to take a class, attend a workshop, read a book, right? Get on a Zoom conference call. There's plenty of this happening now where you can participate, learn, and be willing to grow if you would like to be. And so we're unified through spirit. And you know, there's a beauty to the like, I was baptized in the Armenian church, right? But I wasn't asked, right, if I wanted to be baptized in the Armenian church, right? Because at the time I was baptized, I was unable to speak, right? And so I wanted to read from the material what was given about baptism. In the Bible, the act of baptism is a sacred covenant. And metaphysically, it can be understood as a symbolic unifying of the individual, right, to God, bringing together seemingly disparate entities that in reality are inseparable. So I am one with God. I took a christening. The water it's a ritual of water and words that helps people to understand the relationship they are in with the divine, with God, with all of life. In Buddhism, people take vows, right? The promises, the words and ritual that surround them speak to what is a perfect aligning of ourselves to the universe, to others, to a path. And inclusion is a way of life. Yet we also know that people who are baptized still have doubts, right? Because we often were baptized before we even were consciously aware or knew that what we were choosing, right? So baptism, vows, community statements of conviction and faith, they're not promises that we will never falter. We are human beings, so we are meant to falter, right? It's the spirit with a capital S. It's the divine with a capital D that can never be hurt, harmed, or endangered in any way. And there's a part of me and there's a part of you that has that essence at its core, that part of you that has never been, nor could ever be, hurt, harmed, or endangered in any way. I believe when we study and when we're willing to learn and grow and expand our consciousness, that we are making an investment in that spiritual muscle that is the truth within us, and that then it becomes bigger, stronger, bolder, thicker, wider. Just like when you work out at the gym, if you work out a bicep, you're going to get a bigger bicep, right? If you work out a tricep, you'll get a bigger tricep. And if you don't work out at all, when you lift up your arms, you're going to get some of what I see sometimes now since being on lockdown is you're going to see some shakiness in the muscle because you haven't practiced. It's the same thing with our spirituality. We can practice. And so even though we may have been through a baptism or vows in our life, it doesn't mean that we're always going to perfectly execute our beliefs. And our beliefs can shift and change. We can add. I'm encouraging us as religious scientists to always add to our beliefs. Why not? Why wouldn't we always want to be students of this teaching, right? Holmes said himself that our teaching is open at the top, right? So the idea that we cannot be separate from our source is the truth of who we are. And so in conclusion, I'm going to say we're living in a state of perfect oneness. And at the same time, we're seeing all the different directions we can go into. If you watch the news, right, it's very easy to go negative. Right? If you watch certain channels, it doesn't even seem like it's reality. It doesn't seem like it's based on anything that's true. It may not be based on anything that has to do with science or reality. Some of it now is even going into conspiracy theories, which are crazy. And those people that are saying they're not being shut down, which is giving them the oxygen to expand and grow. So this is important for me to say right now. In our teaching in Science of Mind, right, words have power. Thoughts are things. So you can have the example that you're seeing right here and right now. The craziest conspiracy theories are getting attention because they're not being shut down. They're getting attention and they're getting fuel because they're not being cut off, right? They're getting attention because they're being repeated because of the people who are not immediately dismissing them, right? And it's the same principle with our teachings. What we resist persists. Where our attention goes, we grow, right? Where our intention and attention grows. And so I want us to carefully weed the garden of our consciousness so that what we're growing works together for my highest and best good, for your highest and best good, for all of our collective highest and best goods. That's why we know together that when we affirm and declare and practice diversity and inclusion, which is a practice, that we become part of the light of love that raises the vibration for the entire planet. It raises us to a higher frequency that attracts to us all that are like it, because everybody wants this. Everybody seeks this. Everybody craves this, especially now. We crave this now, right? And we know the difference. Just like a child, there's a place in me, there's a place in you that just like a child that knows. If you deal with children, you know that they know that they know that they know, and you hear that a lot in our centers. I know that I know that I know. Well, children know because their intuition is strong. And so kids know, right? Children know because their intuition tells them, that picks up on the energy of what's the intention, right, behind an action. We don't even need words sometimes. We can just nonverbal. That's why nonverbal gestures are so important. Right? It's the energy can be in the silence and you can still feel it. And so I'm asking all of us to be willing to learn what it is we don't know, and not even saying that in a bad way, not even saying that, well, we should know this by now. It's to say, let's be willing to be global citizens, right? Let's be willing to learn how to use the lexicon, the language, the jargon, the proper words, how to be more respectful, inclusive, diverse by practicing. And that will take this self-inventory, and you do that at your own time and at your own pace, right? And I know that right where you are, God is, and I know that you have all the tools. Even though at home you may think, well, this is not for me. This is not for me. Well, guess what? It is for you. If you're watching this video, it's not a mistake. It's for you. It's about you. It's about me. It's about us. It's about we. And so there's a couple of closing quotes, and then I want to do some affirmations with you today as a practice. So this is a quote from Barbara Brown Taylor. Anyone can ask and anyone can bless, whether anyone has authorized you to do it or not. All I'm saying is that the world needs you to do this, because there's a real shortage of people willing to kneel wherever they are and recognize the holiness holding its sometimes bony, often tender, always life-giving hand above their heads. That we are able to bless one another at all is evidence that we have been blessed, whether we can remember when or not. That we are willing to bless one another is miracle enough to stagger the very stars. And from Angel Kyoto Williams, without inner change, there can be no outer change. Without collective change, no change matters. And so I'd like to close today with affirmations of who we are. That's the talk title, We Are. And the We Are at the end of the affirmations will be a declaration, right, from various members of our community. And you'll see that in the video that follows. So I'd like you to say these at home with me. And there's a lot, there's many. If we were in person, of course, it would work out perfectly and beautiful. As it did the first time when I did this, we went around the room to each chair. And as I said it, the whole room said it, but then the person at that chair said each affirmation for themselves, and we had the perfect amount, and it worked out perfectly. The affirmations went to the right people. Of course, this is how God works. This is how Spirit works. This is how the universe works, because despite all the chaos we see, there's an order behind it. There's a harmony that we may not be able to understand at the essence, at the core behind it. God is everywhere present. God is right where I am. God is right where you are. And so I invite you at home to say with me, you can stand up too. Get up off the couch. Get out of your chair. Scream and shout it, because the more we affirm it and declare it and own it in our body temple, in the physical, so it shall become at the soul level. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am wholeness. I am perfection. I am divine. I am complete. I am radiant. I am intelligence. I am wellness. I am infinite. I am eternal. I am magnificent. I am guided. I am good. I am merciful. I am kind. I am considerate. I am passionate. I am light-filled. I am peaceful. I am gentle. I am creative. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am energetic. I am bountiful. I am effervescent. I am majestic. I am beautiful. I am magical. I am inspired. I am forgiving. I am powerful. I am compassionate. I am intuitive. I am wonderful. I am that I am. I am wise. I am playful. I am artistic. I am perfect. I am vibrant. I am supported. I am confident. I am whole. I am gorgeous. I am free. I am perceptive. I am great. I am willing. I am talented. I am gifted. I am generous. And I know that all these truths are so for you right here and right now. Peace and blessings. I love you all. And I'm sending you virtual hugs and huge love, unconditional love, and big kisses. Only for those who want to accept all those things.
Good morning. I am Ed Torres, President of the CSL Redlands Board of Trustees. Our monthly theme, Inclusion in Action, was created by the CSL Diversity and Inclusion Commission. Part of this week's theme, We Are, suggests that our CSL Redlands community takes a pledge by affirming our call to action. This is our community statement of inclusion. Please repeat it with me at home. We, CSL Redlands, a spiritual community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates a space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies, advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees holiness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we can grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness or alikeness. And we at CSL Redlands knows that the beloved community is revealed when we love each other well. And so it is. Have a blessed day. Namaste.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have never seen a white man. I have never seen a black man. Never met a yellow woman. Not a purple, red, or blue man. We are all just different shades of brown, talking like not black or white. We stand on common ground. We are all just different shades of brown, talking like not black or white. We stand on common ground. Well, I have never seen a green man.
Oh no.
No, no orange, no tangerine man. No, at times we've all been blue man. But it seems to me we're all just human. We are all just different shades of brown, talking like not black or white. We stand on common ground. We are all just different shades of brown, talking like not black or white. We stand on common ground.
Play it, Mr. Viceman. Oh yeah.
Whatever differences we can't hide. Remember every human worldwide. The blood runs red here on the inside. Woo-hoo! We are all just different shades of brown. Dark and light, not black or white. We stand on common ground. We are all just different shades of brown. Dark and light, not black or white. We stand on common ground.
And so now is our time of conscious giving. And so I invite you to become a contributor. I invite you to allow and ask for us to roll your name with the credits of all the contributors to CSL Redlands who bring you this program and this service every Sunday morning, every Wednesday evening. And so I invite you to take your tithe and your gift and your offering, if you have it nearby, and place it in your hands and then over your heart. And I'll say our offering blessing and invite you to repeat it at home, line by line. And it goes like this. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And so in order to give online, you can click to the right of where you're watching and you'll see a See More button. And it'll give you the links automatically to go to PayPal, to Zelle, and to Venmo. And we also can accept checks that are dropped off to our secured mailbox on site at 602 North Church Street in Redlands, right? Old-fashioned way still works too. You can also drop your check in the mail, right? So we thank you so very much for being a contributor and giver so that we may continue our good work to be part of uplifting and raising the consciousness in the world. We thank you so very much. Peace and blessings. And I invite you now, if you're a licensed practitioner or minister at home, to rise up, literally stand up with me as we prepare for our closing affirmative prayer treatment. And so let's just do that together now by allowing for our outer eyes to close as we permit our inner eye to open. And let's use our breathing to take out a deep exhale right here and right now together. Letting go of everything that's preceded this moment in time with our breath. And as we inhale in, we're breathing in the God consciousness, the qualities of God that I am, the qualities of God that you are. We spoke about today what we are. We are the form of God that is unique to us in the flesh. And so I know that Spirit that created us perfect, whole, and complete, and that is everywhere present. It's omnipresent. It's right here, right now, active in me, as me, through me. It is right here and right now in you, active in you, as you, through you. And it is from this place of unity and oneness that I speak a word of blessing, knowing that Spirit knows, that God knows how to source, supply, and be your sufficiency right here, right now, and forevermore in every category of your life. And so I call forth perfect health, vitality, healing, wholeness, wealth, abundance, cash and money, perfect and right prosperity, divine right work, and finances, right? I call forth divine right romantic relationships. I call forth divine right friendships. I call forth peace that passes human understanding to surround and indwell your family and all the members of the birth family that you have been birthed into. All the ancestors, all the wisdom of the ancestors, I call it forth right here and right now to make any crooked pathways straight, right? I do that right here and right now with the power of this intention and the power of my mind and my spoken word. I call forth right here and right now blessings for all essential workers. Let them stay safe. I call forth for the vaccines against COVID to work, and those trials that continue to be unimpeded so that we're able to return to a new way of life and being with more consideration and compassion for one another. For indeed, until all of us are safe, none of us are safe, right? I call forth this grace of God to make its way in through and as all the fires that have broken out in California, over 370 from lightning strikes that had happened all throughout California, especially in Northern California. And of course, we've had our share in Southern California as well. So I call forth blessings of protection, of divine right protection for all the firefighters and first responders who are involved and send blessings to the physical property to be saved and to the people for their protection as well. For I know that who we are in truth that we spoke about today is divine. We are eternal beings of light. We are radiant light beings, and so we can never be destroyed. There's nothing that can happen to the physical, meaning there's nothing that can happen to the physical that can cause anything to harm our eternality, right? So we know we're physical beings, and so that's temporal and temporary. And we eventually will leave the body temple that we wear, right? But our life, our eternality, the truth of who we are in spirit is that we are eternal beings. We can never be hurt, harmed, or endangered in any way. And I call forth more of that divine hermetic seal, that bubble of protection to surround you right here and right now, to surround your family right here and right now, to surround your loved ones right here and right now. And so for all of this, I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I speak a word of blessing for our political system, for all candidates who are running equally. And I call forth for the truth with a capital T to be revealed. It's being revealed. And so I'm calling forth for the consciousness of America to awaken, to the 1/3 who did not vote. I'm calling forth the idea that your voice and your vote matters and asking you to vote right here and right now in this prayer as an active thing. It's not acceptable to have 1/3, over 100 million people just sit at home and think, my vote doesn't matter, my voice doesn't matter. Of course your voice matters. You are the voice for God. You are spirit incarnate. Of course your voice matters. So I'm asking for action, right? I'm asking for action. And so how good it is to speak a word. I call forth blessings for people to have recoveries, everybody who is in need of a recovery. I call forth for everything needed for that recovery to be done right here and right now. It may look like a miracle, but it's in divine order. I know that Spirit knows how to make a way where I as the human may not be able to see a way. But I know that God knows the way. I know that there's a plan for me. I know that there's a plan for you. I call it forth to be active, unimpeded for your highest and best good right here, right now. I know we have 2 or more gathered, and so we've activated a Christ consciousness to make it true, to make it so, to make it done right here and right now. I proclaim it, I affirm it, I accept it, I allow it, I expect it, and invite you to say together with me, and so it is.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love
And so now that our Sunday experience has concluded, you're invited to join us in the Zoom room by following the links and the instructions that you'll see. So it's simple. Just come on in and say hi. You can turn on your video, you can see others, you can hear others, and check in and connect. We're usually in the Zoom room following our Sunday service for about 30 minutes or so. So come on in, say hello, know that you're never alone. You're always loved. You're always completely sourced, supplied, and maintained by the power and the presence, the love, and the grace of God.